right, let's do this thing. What's up, everyone? It is Friday, June 7th. My name is AJ Wrights Crypto. Thanks for coming to join me for my live stream this morning. Just so you know, I see a lot of names in the chat that have stars next to their names. And that's because they are members of the Grogger Gang, the Grogger Nation, whatever you want to call it. Okay, they're in the family. All right, and essentially, the reason you should become a member is because every Friday, and today's Friday, around 1 o'clock, I do an additional live stream that is no news, that's no nonsense, that is just technical analysis based off of all the positions I gave on the Telegram to the Telegram group this week. And this week has been a very successful week for the Telegram group. A lot of big trades, a lot of big wins. Going to go over those. Going to go over those charts as they stand and give new positions out as well. So make sure you are there at 1 p.m. today for the members only exclusive live stream. That is, a lesson, emphasis on education in technical analysis and trading. And there is a Q&A at the end of every live stream for the last 20 25 minutes especially for the beginners that want to learn the simple things, or for advanced traders that have more complex questions. That's fine too. Open Q&A at the end of that show. All right, so definitely open door. You definitely click join next to my name to become a member. If you're on your phone, you have to do it on a desktop or like your computer at home. For some reason, it doesn't show up on phones. I don't know. I don't get that, but that's the deal. So make sure you're there at 1 o'clock for that live stream. It's going to be pretty cool. Got some things planned for it. Also, yesterday, I had an interview with Gary, not Grant, but Gary Cardone. Amazing dude. We had a pretty good conversation that could have gone for hours before we went live. And then we went live, and I didn't do much work, to be honest. I didn't ask that many questions. I didn't talk that much. My guy was just like there, and he was just spilling the alpha, and he had so many good things to say. And guys, like, there's levels to this game, man. There are levels to this game. And when he refers to someone with a net worth of 400 million as, quote, a middle guy, when 400 million makes you a middle guy, you realize like the levels to like how much money there is in the world, how much money some people have. And especially when you start from the bottom, I mean, like I did, it's certainly like easy to get lost in the levels. And he really did a great job of, kind of systematically breaking down his stance on Bitcoin, his stance on altcoins. If you are someone with less than $10,000, what to do. And it was an amazing interview. And like I said, I didn't interrupt him. Like basically my thesis is, if you're not listening, you're not learning. If you're not listening, you're not learning. When I'm in the room and there are smarter people than me in the room, or people that have more experience than me in the room, I tend to keep my mouth shut. I tend to be very observant and listen. And that's what I did in this interview with Gary, because I didn't, there were a couple of times I wanted to cut him off and, ask him a different question or redirect the conversation. But then I realized, like, dude, he's like, he's teaching, you know what I mean? He really, that was the most, how do I say this? This is the best learning experience for me as an interviewer I've ever done in an interview, ever. And I've had some interviews, man. I've had some interviews. But that one with Gary, that one was special. And we talked, our interview was an hour and 15 minutes. An hour and 15 minutes talking to Gary Cardone. And we're talking about a guy with a lifetime of investing history that has been through everything, has gone through and mastered 4 separate industries, and has a really, holistic take on investing and on crypto in general. So I talked to my editor. We're probably going to split it up into 2, maybe 3 videos, because I don't want to put a 1 hour and 12-minute video on YouTube. I don't want it to get lost. I feel like some people will kind of click past things that are too long. I mean, certainly in terms of long form content, it was great, but I feel I could split it up, build it up a little bit. Even if I do 2 like 30-minute interviews, I think it'd be a little bit better. But it was great. I'm still like kind of beside myself. I went back and listened to the whole thing, afterwards, and wow, it's a lot to unpack. It's a big interview. It's a lot to unpack, especially if you're a newer investor, man. That is like the interview that you want to hear. So many like little nuggets to take with you along the way, and just big shout out to Gary Cardone, man. Big shout out to Gary Cardone. Like what a boss, what a fucking boss, man. That was sick. The coin looks tired. You know why? Because I've been forgetting the light that goes behind the Pudgy Penguin thing. And the light on that coin really makes a difference. And the light's not there because I keep forgetting it. So that's why it looks tired. But amazing. So big shout out to everybody in the chat. You know who you are. I'll go through a couple of names. Skittles, my guy Skittles McFly. Kimu Mookie, Brian, Overnight, that one guy, Fortunate, Juan, Carter, Lucrivity, Caffeinated. What's up, everybody? Good to see y'all in the chat today. Crypto, Ricky Burris, my guy from Budds Creek, Maryland. Smash the likes for number 990. That's me. That's my motocross number. 990. Make sure you smash the likes if you haven't already. Got a handful. I got a couple stories I'm gonna rip through today. But guys, first of all, let me take these overlays off here. We talked about Brett yesterday. This position was given to the chat and the Telegram. All right. And yesterday, right here, I like it was coming down. And I had like a temporary like short target for this because this was like the bottom of that range. And I was thinking like, maybe here or here, like to come down for the short. And look where it bounced off of. Perfect. Look at that. I am talking. It was coming down from here to here, and it bounced directly off of the level that I imagined it to bounce off of. And where did I get that level from? Why did I think it was going to bounce off that level? Well, guys, support resistance is literally your best friend in crypto. When you come down here and look at these touches here, look where that lines up. Right there, right above that. You got to be aware of that shit. And, even right here, this was where the bottom of that range come from. Maybe I should have considered making the bottom of the range here. But to be fair, this was still a good scalp short from that alarm, top bottom, 2.93%. And from the alarm here, top bottom was still 2.7%. And guys, when you're leverage trading, 1.5%, that's great. Especially if you're leveraged up big. I would never advise anyone to go beyond 10%, 10x leverage. I think 10x leverage should be reserved for professional traders, but even 3 to 5x is a lot of leverage. And 5%, 5x leverage at a 3% move, that's still a 15% trade. Lock it down. That's great. You know what I mean? So I was in the right ballpark here. I was right on the money with the scalp short. All right. But this is why, and what happened here is why I operate in conditional range. This is why I call, oh my God, Sean Koss. Wow. Shout out to the homie. First of all, we do have a $10 super chat from Tristan Gage. I will get to that in a second. But Sean Koss gifted 20 memberships to everyone in the chat. Guys, there is everyone that just got a membership. Make sure you attend the members only live stream at 1:00. The door is now wide open for you. Sean, man, I really appreciate that. That was very nice of you. That's really cool, man. Thank you so much. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, that really opens the door for a lot of people to be there for the members only live stream, man. That was really, really cool of you. Holy shit. Cheers to Sean. Everybody, grab your water cup, grab your coffee, put it in the air. We got a cheers to our guy, Sean Koss. Much appreciated. Much love, my friend. All right. Let me finish talking about this Brett chart here, and then I'll get the Tristan super chat. But that took me by surprise. Holy man. So, and guys, what happened here is why I use conditional ranges. Okay. And what do I mean by conditional range? So right here, from here to here, Brett was ranging between just about 15 cents and this white line here. which is, 13.7. All right. And my thesis here is that if we break this, you go long. And if we lose this, you go short. Okay. You go short. But it's a catch-22 though, because if you come down, so we hit this alarm. Say you traded every time this alarm crossed, or you considered a trade, because when the alarm goes off, some people in the group, when the alarm goes off, they get right in the trade. And sometimes people, when the alarm goes off, they search for confluence, then get in the trade. There are a couple ways to go about it. I'm a personally, I'm a get in the trade with a short stop loss when the alarm goes off kind of guy. All right. But so, we had this idea here. And like I said, you could have gone top to bottom, 3.2% here. And then once the price action is below the bottom of the conditional range and it comes back up, you can long from here to here, which was be at 8.23% range. Or if it comes back into here and you don't want to go long, you could wait for the break of 14.9 to go long. And both of those happened. Both of these situations happened in this trade. All right. So even if you went, from here to here, 3%, or even if you stayed in that trade for a long time, 8%, or even if you went off the bounce from here, 8%, or look at what happened. You could have gone from the bounce of here to the top, 36% in 13 hours. Or you could have even not messed with the bottom range, gone from the alarm break of 14.9 from here to the top, 26% in 11 hours. This trade was given not only to the Telegram group, but to the live stream yesterday. 26% in 11 hours, fam. I got you. All right. Like, I don't, and you guys have to know how to handle these conditional ranges. It's not just like if we come down here, say we're in this range, right? We're in this range and we break down. Yes, that's your short. All right. And then you're like going to watch it. You're going to search for confluence. You're going to see, where is this going to turn around? Is it printing dots? Like, where's the volume profile? It's pretty simple to determine, okay, this one's going to turn around pretty quick. Let me take my 1% and get out. And guys, in scalp trading, a lot of times, especially if you're leveraged, if you get 1%, that's a good trade. That's a winning trade. It's not about hitting the ball out of the park every time. It's about taking the money. It's about making sure you keep the money, especially when you see it turn around. All right. So, kind of managing the trade is definitely a lesson to be learned here. But also the lesson is, so we come down, we break this line, but now guess what? We're below this range. So, and say you missed this move, or say you got in the trade and took your money here. Now, when it comes back up and hits this same line, that's your cue to go long. So you could have gone long from here, went to there, or waited for the break of 14.9 and gone from there. You made somewhere between 36 and 26%. If you miss that trade, if you're watching this show and missed this trade, you need to set alarms, actually set the alarms as given. You need to make sure you have access to trade this chart, which you would on Phemex. All right. And like, just follow it, like pay attention, like plug in and pay attention. Guys, if you did 10x and you even caught, half of this trade, say you caught 12.8%. That's 128% trade, guys. That's more than a double up at 10x lever. Like, you see my point here, but now what? All right. So say you missed everything. Say you didn't watch the show yesterday. Now what? Now what is, Brett, see how it wicked up to here? And then where it turned around was the same exact level. That happens a lot. See the wick? You see this? All right. So now we know this is the new top of a new conditional range. All right. And I would say, I would be about 18.8, 0.188. So if we break this, we're going. All right. And now let's pay attention to the wicks here. All right. And of course, pay attention to EMA. It has come down and touched the 50, right? So, I would say probably right here around 16.8. If you want to go from the wicks, if you want to go from the body of the candle, be aware that that's from the body of the candle. Or if you want to go from the wicks, it would be 16.3. You are missing some of the straight trade here if you go short from here. You know, it's about a 2% miss if you go short from here instead of here. But what's the caveat? The caveat is if you go from here, make sure on the 12-minute or the 15-minute that the candle has closed below the 50 EMA. Okay. So say the price comes here, but it hasn't closed below the 50, because the 50 EMA, it could turn like that and you could still be above the 50 at that point. If it gets to 16.8, I'm not going short unless the price closed below the 50. All right. And then, if it gets to 16.4, it will certainly have closed below the 50 before that point. So make sure that is a note there. So you got a range between 18.8 and then 16.8 with a asterisk next to it, and 16.3 with an asterisk next to it, where the asterisk is, are we closing below the 50 EMA? Okay. So good job to anybody who nailed that trade. You guys rock. I have a bag of Brett. I did not actively trade that position for complete transparency, but I do have a bag of Brett, and it's doing pretty well. And I'm excited about it. So amazing. All right. We got a $10 super chat from Tristan Gage. What's up, AJ? I heard a quote that reminds me of you. If you have learned everything, then you become obsolete. It reminds me of the people that you say to be afraid that have the crystal ball. I mean, listen, dude. Knowledge is knowing that you don't know. Accepting that you don't know everything and that you will never know everything is the first step to true wisdom. I don't like the attitude. My conversation with Gary Cardone yesterday was a big eye-opener to me. And he said, dude, like, in terms of like crypto influencers, like there are some of you that are, working really hard and on the come up, like people like yourself, AJ. But like, there's not that many adults in the room. And like, if a couple Wall Street guys with their suits on came and did what, most crypto influencers are doing, you would be toast. You would be toast. And he's right. He's right. Why do you think, guys, I am so on my audience about reading, about getting up earlier than everyone else, about outworking everyone around you, about, putting your nose to the grindstone and working, 80, 100-hour weeks and not looking up? Because that's what got me here. I am standing right here and have made what I have made this year, and have made the gains, not only, in my wallet, not only with my audience, but the gains in here. I have made these gains by putting in the work and not like lying to my audience, not pretending that I know the secrets of the universe. Like, some of these people literally act like they've gone to the future. They looked at crypto and they came back and they're telling us about it. Like, you don't know. In fact, you don't know shit. You don't know. And it's frustrating. It's frustrating because there is a bit of blind faith going on between some creators and some of their audiences, and they just like blindly believe these people. And I'm like, if you're going to use like empirical evidence to support your thesis, sure, I'll listen to you. But if you're just saying like, because I'm me, this is true because I'm me, like, that's, and you are obsolete if you've learned everything. And the truth is, you can't learn everything. Wisdom is knowing that you don't know, man, and being open to learn. It really does come to that, So big shout out to my guy Tristan Gage, man. I appreciate you. You've been here for a long time. I appreciate your dedication, your continued support, Tristan. You're a real one, bro. Thank you. Res Short is doing all right. Okay, I'll definitely take a look at that. Big shout out to Sean Cost for all the gifted memberships. Amazing. Much respect. Sean said, respect, man. You've made me so much money this cycle. Hey, man, I've made me so much money this cycle too. That's funny. And guys, like, I'm telling you, if you're on the outside looking in, and you have yet to like hit that big trade this year, if you haven't had like that $20,000 day yet, if that hasn't happened to you yet this year, you need to listen to what I'm about to say. You need to listen to what I'm about to say. You need to take this bull run more seriously than you've ever taken anything seriously in your entire life. You need to grab this mother by the horns and do whatever it takes. Stop playing video games. Stop sleeping in. Stop, pressing the instant gratification button. The quick dopamine. You're training your brain to be ADD. You're training your brain to not be in it for the long haul. You have to move into delayed gratification, things that take longer to pay off over time. Because if you're just like bing bonging your day and you're only doing things for a quick flip of dopamine, whatever it is, you're not making progress. You're just tricking your brain. All right. I want you guys to rewire your brain and rewire your relationship with money. The problem with a lot of traders is that they won't ever put themselves in a position to make $20,000 in one day. They won't allow themselves to be in that spot because they'll think to themselves, oh my God, you know how many hours I worked at Starbucks, or you know how many weeks it took me to get to this point to be able to be in this trade. Like they talk themselves out of even having the chance to be successful. And what I'm saying is that you have to play the long game and you have to be willing to outwork everyone around you. I mean, if you're not, like, you can listen to this show, right? You can listen to me talk every day, but if you're not, at least going to TradingView and setting the alarms I'm setting on the show, what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm glad you're here watching. I appreciate the view. I appreciate the like, but like, I want you to succeed. I want you to succeed. I mean that, because I know what it's like working at my dad's motorcycle shop, listening to BitBoy with one headphone in one ear while changing a carburetor on an RM85. I know, guys. I was him. I was just a guy in the chat. I'm talking, this was 5-6 years ago. Not long ago at all. Okay. And I made a decision. I said this: I don't want to work in a garage. I don't want to be an electrician. I don't want to work at a restaurant. All these things I've done in my 20s, basically wasting my time. I said, this crypto thing, this is a real opportunity. I've made some money off of before, and the money I've made off crypto from like 17 to 19, I just pissed it against the wall because I never had money like that before. I never had 20 grand at once. That was a big deal. It didn't last long. Like, you know what I mean? And I had to learn that lesson. And I made a decision. And I said, I'm going to dedicate all of my time to this. This is what I'm doing now. I don't care about going to the party on Friday night. I don't care about hanging out with my friends, playing Call of Duty. I don't care about any of the bullshit that everyone's doing all the time where nothing is achieved when you go home. If you're going and doing things and nothing is achieved before you go home, what are you doing? What are you doing? So make a decision. Start working on yourself first. You have to start investing in yourself. If you're not like really taking it seriously, waking up early, reading books like Atomic Habits, like Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life, doing money affirmations, doing the floofy stuff, working on you, that it starts with you. It starts with you making a decision, scheduling every minute of your day to not sure up, but to guarantee your inevitable success. If you put in that kind of work, you will succeed. You will succeed. And like, I know the work I've put in, and I still think to myself, damn, maybe I played that wrong. Maybe I could have done better. And that's the mindset. You can't rest on your laurels. You can't be like, yeah, I did it. Like, you never did it. Even the things I've achieved, that doesn't mean shit. That's nothing. That you got to keep going. Every day, guys. This is not. People come to trading, people come to crypto and think that they can just throw money at letters and it's just going to magically 15x. It's going to magically. No, this is a lifestyle. This is not a hobby. This is a lifestyle. I mean, like, guys, like, look at the most successful people in crypto. Look at the Aaron and Austin from Altcoin Daily. Look at Crypto Wendy O. Look at George from Cryptos R Us. That crew, they're up every day, very early, reading all the articles in all the groups, figuring out what's the pulse today, what's happening, what am I going to talk about, what am I going to do, what am I going to trade, what does my audience want to learn every day. It's not like this thing you look into sometimes. It's their life. It's my life. And you know, I'm sorry for going on these tangents sometimes, but I know that, to be honest with you, I know why people watch my show. Some of you might like me and my personality. That's great. But I know that a lot of you are here because you want to make money in crypto. I understand that. All right. And I am telling you that getting the money in crypto happens after you work on yourself. Unless you make it right with you, unless you have it figured out in here, it's going to be tough because you're not going to be in the right mindset to allow yourself to make real money. Most people get in their own way. And I always want to see, I want to see people make progress in their life before I want to see people make progress in their bags. That's what matters. All right. I'm going now. Here we are. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Andy on base went up. I know the Algo Bears will feel super sad one day. That's fair. That is fair. Nicholas, $2 super chat. When is a good time to take profit? Video idea. So I do already have written, I would say 93% of the exit strategy video. And we're not there. It's not the time to put that video out. Why would I do a video about exit strategy well before the bull run really even starts? You know? But Nicholas, it's not about getting every percent of the chart you can. You're never going to sell the top. Ever. Basically ever. It's tough. If a chart goes 300% and you make 100%, you did really good. You did really good. And so it's not about what's a good time to take profit. Like I said, no one can see the future. No one knows which month is going to be the top of crypto. You don't know that. No one knows that. And if they pretend they do, they're lying to you. All right. It's not about what time or what month. It's about when you hit your goal. So when you look at each bag you have, your graph, your HBAR, your Algorand, your Bitcoin, whatever, and you hit your number, you need to have a conversation with yourself. Okay, I did hit this goal. I did hit what I wanted to. So I'm going to sell X amount and leave the other percent. I kind of have like a 75-25 split. Like once I hit my goal, I'm going to sell probably 75% of my bag for whatever goal I hit. And the other 25% I will leave in for the moonshot. But there will also be a level, like say, all right, for HBAR, for instance, I said my target 74 cents. 74 cents. So at 74 cents, I will likely sell around 75% of my bag. All right. And then the rest of it, if Hedera goes, I will still have exposure and that percentage of my bag will go. All right. But if it doesn't and it goes down, you also need to know at which level are you going to pull the parachute and sell the rest of your exposure. I don't want to see people, sell the chunk and then let the rest of the exposure sink to the bottom, because that's like a big part of your strategy, right? I would say, like, if it fell to 60 cents or 58 cents, that's where I'd pull the parachute. And if things turn around, I mean, then it kind of becomes a trading conversation. If it wiggles, or then you kind of got to have a conversation. Okay, is it going to turn around? Am I willing to get back in? But like once you've made your money, you've made your money, and that is the 70 to 75% sale that you're doing. That's the chunk, and the rest is moonbags at that point anyway, because you've already have taken out your initial capital and plus a lot. You know what I mean? So there's that. So yeah, it's not about a time, Nicholas. It's about your time when you're saying, okay, that's enough. I've done well. Because what happens is, and why so many people ride it all the way to the top and all the way to the bottom, because it's never enough. It's never enough. It's I bought in at 2 cents. It's at $8. But what if it goes to $10? Like, no, get out of there. Take your money and run. And that it's tough. And the truth is like, people. I actually had someone ask me a really good question personally in a Telegram DM. They said, AJ, if you're selling all your crypto, how are you still gonna have your YouTube channel? And that is a fair question. That is a fair question, right? And I was like, well, like, even if I sell all my crypto, like I'm still a day trader. You know what I mean? Like I would say, I don't even know the percentage of my bag that's in my day trade account, to be honest with you. But like, I know how to short, guys. Like I know how to trade up and I know how to trade down. And there is certainly, in my long-term hodl in that bag, once I, sell that initial chunk, I mean, that's Lambo money. That's my house. That's my bills. That's in the bank. That's locked in. That's gone. It's safe. You know what I mean? And then everything else, once I have all that taken care of, which is, few million plus, then this over here, I am more than fine to degen that up. Just because we hit the top, say I sell, 90% of my crypto, I'm still going to be day trading all the time. I'm still going to be following the news. I'm still going to be, because it is tough to, have a crypto YouTube channel in a bear market. But I also think that given the hikes in regulation, hopefully a change of administration, I feel that we're going to get to a point where we will have crypto when we won't be worried about regulation anymore. And at that point in time, a lot of the stress involved will be gone. And I feel that will another bear market come? 100%, guys. Of course, bear market's a part of the cycle. It's an unfortunate reality. It's the hard truth. But I feel the baseline will be much higher. I don't feel like, if you look at the total chart, I feel like it will only be able to go so low given where the adoption of crypto. So I feel like, will we have bear markets? Yes, but will it be as bloody as before? Probably, but the overall baseline will be higher. Like if the bottom of here, let's actually look at it. Like I would say, here's the total chart here. Okay. So let's say the total chart at the bottom of here. Let me go to like a 5 or let's go to a weekly chart. All right. Here's the weekly for the total. All right. So say, in the past, right? I mean, it's actually pretty laughable back like in 2017, at the end of 2017, right? This was the top here, and it was under $1.754 trillion. All right. So we had from, let's say from June of 2017 to that local top, it went up over 1,000%, 1,300% in 203 days. All right. And then it lost, top to bottom, 88%, 87%. All right. And then from here to here, or even the very top, where's that very top? I'm not even going to go off the time, but, about a 2,000% pump in, 2 years of time, And then what I'm saying is that here was like the old baseline after this bull run, 2017, 2018. All right. And then we had 2021. Okay. And then, it's not like we came down past, the baseline, the bottom of the bear market was actually, guys, on the total chart, perfect support resistance with the top of the last cycle. Huh. That's funny. Even on the total chart, support resistance played out absolutely perfect. All right. So the bottom in 2022 was the exact top of 2017. All right. So what does that look like? All right. So, I mean, so based off this example, so what I'm saying, when the baseline for the bear market was here, now the baseline for the bear market is here. All right. And that's a big gap. That's a $600 billion gap. All right. So what I'm saying is that what if the same thing happened again, this would be the baseline. A $3 trillion total chart would be the new baseline, would be the new support resistance level if the same thing happened again, like it happened here. Okay. That's interesting stuff. No one can see the future. Just because it happened once doesn't mean it's exactly going to happen again. But my point here is that if this was the baseline for the bottom of the last bear market, the next baseline is going to be much higher, like somewhere in there. Gotta be probably somewhere around where we are now, like for real. We got a long way to go. This is the perfect storm, guys. I can't wait to share my Gary Cardone interview with you. I can't wait for you to hear it. There's just so much stuff that's in my head right now from things he said that I'm just like, dude, you're so right, and this is going to be so crazy. So think about that. Jesse Walter said, AJ, can you say some magic words to make Algorand go up? Yes, I can. I'm going to decipher. that's gonna make Algorand go up. All right, there it is, right there. Someone said I bought HBAR at 3 cents and 4 cents because of you. Profit is 40K plus, not selling yet. Thank you, says Bobby Gibson. Well, Bobby, congratulations. I'll split it right down the middle with you. 80-20. 80-20. I'll split it right down the middle. How's that sound? Fair. Yeah, let's take a quick look at the Roaring Kitty live stream. Yeah, I've been paying attention to that. I find all of that stuff very interesting. I do got a few headlines to run through today. First off, Ripple. I hate these headlines because it's so deceiving. Ripple sells 150 million of XRP of June reserves. Pressures price. All right, so that's that. Actually, that headline is like, it's true, but it's deceiving, because what happens is XRP has terribly executed their tokenomic situation, because at first, if their initial tokenomic situation was put into play the way it was designed to, all of XRP would already be in circulation, but it's not, because basically they take 10 billion. So there's an escrow, right? All right. And every month they release 1 billion XRP from the escrow, and that is locked into monthly escrows until 2027. All right. And then they sent, out of that billion, they sent 200 million XRP to the treasury account and locked the remaining 800 million in new escrows. So is it fair to say they sold that? I mean, yes, but that's how their tokenomic system works, because really they were supposed to have 1 billion unlocked, but then they realized that it wasn't going to work out if all the XRP came into circulation, that quick, right? So basically, of course, the landscaping people are here. Amazing. Hopefully you guys can't hear it, but so basically they do this thing every month, but guess what? You don't know how much they're going to send to the treasury or how much they're going to lock into new escrows every month. It's a mystery. I don't know how that decision is made. So that is how their tokenomic system works at XRP. Even if you come over to, let's just take a quick look at CoinGecko here. Still at 53 cents, basically a stable coin. And circulating supply is 55 billion out of 100 billion. They are 55.5% of the way there. They still have, another 45.5% of, their circulating supply to come into circulation. All right. And the reason they're doing it this way is because if they inflate it too fast, You know, if XRP is 53 cents now, you know, it would be 25 cents if all the coins came into circulation. You get my point? So I do want you to see how this headline is. It's deceiving a little bit, because this is how they do their tokenomics, but how they choose how much of the billion that's released every month goes into the treasury and how much goes into new escrows. No one knows how that number is created. All right. So they do this every month. All right. So that's that. Wormhole launches staking for governance NW token holders. I have some Wormhole. I have a couple thousand in it. Why not? I just wanted some exposure to it. Wormhole's governance mechanism is the first live example of its multi-chain governance protocol. Wormhole, a cross-chain interoperability protocol, deployed a multi-chain staking and governance mechanism for holders. It's recently launched token W. It was launched on June 6th. They're going to have, all right, so here's a quote right here. Introducing stake for governance is a significant step towards decentralizing Wormhole. Wormhole said, literally a guy named Wormhole. This is your opportunity to participate in governance and influence the future direction of the Wormhole DAO and platform. So yeah, man. So the Wormhole launched as a bridge, enabling cross-chain transfers between Solana and other blockchains in 2021. On June 6th, Wormhole handled approximately 188,800 cross-chain messages and 30 million worth of asset flows, according to the scanner. This is a project that I've had my eye on for a while. I'm not going to have a very large allocation into it, but I like what they're doing. I think anything connected to Solana in that nature is going to do very well. It is very simple. All right. Yeah, the Roaring Kitty stream. Yeah, I do have a story on that. I'm going to pull it in a second. Yeah, I'm way down on Wormhole, says Brian Bootyhead. I'm sure there are some. I bought mine like in the past little while, to be honest. All right, TNet Crypto, $10 super chat. Thanks for the super chat, bro. And also, before I get to the super chat, there's about 200 people, more than 200 people watching the show right now. Guys, thanks so much for being here. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, ring the bell for notifications, and also at 1 p.m. I might move it to 1:30 for the Roaring Kitty stream. Haven't decided yet. I'm going to have my members only live stream, which is no news, no nonsense, no philosophical rants by me. It's like, get out your pen, get out your paper. It's time for we're in college, we're in class is happening. My name's Professor AJ, and I'm going to give you a lesson on technical analysis, with an emphasis on everything we talk about in the Telegram group. We're going to go over a lot of the positions given in the Telegram group, why I gave them, why they worked, why they didn't work, and more positions in the future based off of those charts. Completely like educational, and there's a live stream with a Q&A at the end. So guys, make sure that you are there. That is going to be a really good stream. I have we had some massive wins this week. Massive wins this week in the Telegram group. The past couple of weeks have actually been back to back to back, like a handful of crazy trades every single week, knocking them out of the park. If you want to join the Telegram group, which you should, over 130 or 140 members already, ajalphagroup@gmail.com. Send me an email. It is a paid group. It is a private group. If you search for my group on Telegram, you won't find it. You will only find bots with my face that are trying to steal your money. You can only get into this group if you send me an email here, go through the checklist, and I personally let you into the group. All right. So guys, take this bull run by the horns. If you're missing out, you're not winning trades, you're not being consistent, there's an ingredient missing in your trading arsenal. And I have helped so many people. This group has gone way, way better than I thought it would. I thought it was going to go well. I didn't know it was going to go great. I'm very proud of everyone that's in the group. And if you're on the fence, you can do a 1 month tryout. I think it's $42 for 1 month tryout. Why not? What do you have to lose? Or at least, get a feel for my strategy and how I'm like so consistent with my trading. And obviously it's better per month if you go 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, whatever. So at 42 a month, that's the most expensive month because it's for 1 month. But I think it's a full year is $360 for anyone who wants to know. And then there's a 3-month package and a 6-month package. But guys, we're knocking trades out every week. And if you want to get a feel for these trades, become a member of the channel. Become a member of the channel and be here for the members only live stream in a few hours. Because I'm going to go over trades I gave to the group this week, and we're going to talk about them. And then we're going to give a few more trades out. All right. You know, it's a mandatory thing to attend these live streams if you're in the Telegram group. But if you're watching these members only live streams and you're not in the Telegram group, this will incentivize you to come even more. So check it out. Check it out. I'm going to go ahead and say 130 for the Telegram group. Amazing. Alton Morgan 77. I just want you to know that Jesus is real and he loves you and died for you. Thank you. Thank you. He did. Big shout out to Jesus. All right. TNet Crypto, $10 super chat. Do you think there's a scenario where Bitcoin gets heavily adopted by big business in countries and ends up being one of the best performers of the bull run and most altcoins don't keep up? I mean, look back at 2021 and appreciate how many altcoins outperform Bitcoin. You know, does Bitcoin have first mover advantage? It does. But the only reason altcoins exist is to outperform Bitcoin. And that's why they call like Hedera a third generation blockchain. Well, how's it a third generation blockchain? Well, there's Bitcoin. And then, you know, Ethereum was created to outperform Bitcoin, to do, you know, Vitalik worked for Bitcoin Magazine forever and learned as much about Bitcoin as he can and created Ethereum because of the gaps and, you know, what he thought could be better about Bitcoin. That's why he created Ethereum. All right. But, you know, and then when you look at, you know, Cardano, Charles was on the Ethereum team. Polkadot, Gavin was on the Ethereum team because these guys think, well, you know, that's great, but I think I could even do it better than that. And that's why altcoins exist, to do what Bitcoin does, but better. And when you compare, you know, speed, block time, you know, time of finality, you know, the scalability, when Bitcoin was created, they didn't know that, you know, the whole world would want to use it, which is why it's not used for, you know, cross-border payments, which is why it's not used for transactions. Bitcoin's a store of value. All right. And when it comes to transactions, I mean, look at the Algorand commercial. That kind of sums it up in my mind. It does. It really does, you know, because like a lot of other blockchains, you know, are too slow, or the gas is too high, or shut down sometimes. When there's some blockchains out there that are just blah, 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 that are fast, super duper fast, faster than Visa, you know, that are not carbon negative, but like, you know, not carbon neutral, but carbon negative, you know. So I see what you're saying, because Bitcoin does have a big head start, and people like Gary Cardone would agree with you and say, I would just buy more Bitcoin, just buy more Bitcoin, just buy more Bitcoin. And I understand that school of thought, but I also understand that school of thought is coming from people that have a net worth of well over 10, $20 million. We're talking cubic money. Of course, those people are going to buy Bitcoin, because like, it's not like if they only had $20,000 or $50,000 to trade with, they wouldn't buy Bitcoin. They wouldn't, because they want more multiples. They want more X's. But those are the people telling you to buy Bitcoin. You see what I'm saying? So there is kind of this separation in ideologies based off of, you know, the fact that altcoins are here to do what Bitcoin did, but better. All right. And that because, you know, when Bitcoin is in the trillions of market caps, and then, I mean, at what point in time, let's look at the, let's look at CoinGecko and just the list of market caps here. Let me pull this down here really quick. Why is this freezing on me? Don't freeze on me mid-show. Okay. Okay, so here's Bitcoin, right? Basically $1.4 trillion. Do y'all even realize how big a trillion is? Like what? People don't realize how big a trillion is. I am going to say that. All right. That is absolutely insane. So for Bitcoin to go to 140,000, regardless of the multiplier and how all that is calculated, it needs another $1.4 trillion in its market cap to go from 71 to 142. Basically. Fair? Okay. So, but then if you come all the way down here, at what point in the top 100? Okay, so the coin in 100th by market cap is a little bit over $1 billion. Not 1.4 trillion, but 1 billion. All right. So when you look at, projects that are, I feel very workable projects that are, Algorand, 1.5 billion, Pyth, 1.7 billion, even Brett, 1.7, Ondo, 1.9, Jasmy, 2 billion. All right. When you really consider that, damn, Jasmy's 64th by market cap. When Jesse and I made that price prediction, it was 98th. 64. Holy shit. 4.2. Damn, Jasmy's ripping, bro. I love this. Anyway, my point here is that, what's going to happen first? Is Bitcoin going to add another 1.4 trillion to its market cap and double in price? Or is Jasmy going to add 2.07 billion to its market cap and double in price? You see my point? So there is a scenario. Bitcoin is already doing that, T-Net. It has a $1.4 trillion market cap. But in terms of straight X's, the what is possible, I don't know, man. You see my point? I think I'm going to stick with the Jasmys. I'm going to stick with the Jasmys. 1 million times 1 million. Exactly that. So, JC, AJ, thoughts on the ASI merge with Fetch and Ocean Singularity? So, I'm unsure because did they merge to survive? Would have they survived without the merge? That's my question. I don't know the answer to that. And with the ratio and conversions, all those charts are kind of bleeding out a little bit. I think it's an unknown and people are concerned. I feel that once it happens, it's over. The coin's out. The conversions are over. That's all wrapped up with a bow on top. I feel like the coin will probably perform. Probably. It's a powerhouse of AI projects. Yeah. But in terms of having a high allocation of them before it happens, it's a big unknown, man. It's a big unknown. Even if you look at here, let me pull a chart. Let me pull a chart. So AGIX. Boom. Boom. 2 hour. Okay, so look, look at this. This, it had its run up, we're talking daily chart. It had a sick beginning of the year, sick beginning of the year. That was sick. I was in there. I was involved. But now we certainly have, this kind of sort of not kind of symmetrical-ish triangle coming like this. And, with it below the 50 EMA on the daily chart. All right. It is very close to breaking this here. And with the 200, if it goes to test the 200, it will have broken structure. And, my point here is it had its run up, but since then, this was, $1.40. We are down 42% in the past 89 days. The level we have to hold for this one, I would say, is here. Not the wick, but that's 73 cents. It's at 85 now. The money curvature is not the bet. Holding these coins now is tough because it's an unknown. It's an unknown. We don't know what it looks like, what it's going to feel like, how it's going to work. And it does kind of concern me when I rate my portfolio. When yesterday I saw a couple people leading with FET or had high allocations of FET and AGIX, and I'm just like, if you looked at the chart, it's been bleeding for a long time. I sold my AGIX. I like the project, but I sold it. I was like, I don't remember exactly where I sold it. I think probably over $1. I know that. Probably like $1.07 or something like that. But I remember I was just like, because what was the giveaway for me was here, because this wasn't like a long-term hold for me. It was kind of like when this started happening, I think, see that line right there? I think that's like my reminder of where I got in earlier in the year. And like, we did have like a really sick run up, like 200%. And I remember when it double topped here, I was like, okay. And then even like this, so this range here, we kind of had touch, loss. The idea, that kind of idea was terrifying. And when it was coming down from the double top is when I got out. So yeah, man, I don't know. I hope ASI moons, dude. I hope it rips. I love AI projects, but it's an unknown. That's all I'm saying. All right, let's keep it rolling. Grateful Dad joined the Grogger gang. Welcome to the Grogger gang, Grateful Dad. He is going to be at the members only live stream that we are doing at 1:30 today. Big shout out to him. Chauncey Peppertooth, you are late and you're a member. AJ, you got an alfalfa hair. Man, I need to go check that chart. $10 super chat from T-Net Crypto. T-Net, thanks for the super chats, bro. You're a killer. The reason I ask is that I traded the last of my Bitcoin for more coins, just hoping it's a good idea. I feel a little naked without any Bitcoin. Well, dude, it's also like, how am I, T-Net, first of all, I can't give financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This show is for education, guys. Come on. But it depends on how much money you have, bro. It depends on how much money you have, because I don't care if someone holds Bitcoin. But here's the thing. If you're trying to get as many X's as you can, if your goal is to 8x your money, that's a serious goal. Bitcoin's not going to 8x. Having any Bitcoin in a portfolio where your goal is to 8x, you have to align your coin selection with your goals. All right. If your goal is generational wealth over a decade, sure. Or if your goal is a 2 or 3x, sure. But there's also some people that have so much money that they cannot have it all exposed to altcoins. They can't take that ride with a $30 million bag. So holding Bitcoin is like a protection play. There are there's a point in crypto when you get to that, I'm going up, I hit the ceiling. Oh, now I have to think about protection. This isn't about getting the X's. This is about protecting. Making the money in crypto, guys, is the easiest part. Making money in crypto is the easiest part. Keeping it. I do have an alfalfa here. Keeping it's another story. All right. So Chauncey Peppertooth, yo, AJ, bigger bags or more diversification? I like to have 5 to 10K in each coin, but my portfolio is 40 to 50K. I mean, there are high conviction plays, like, when I prefer a pretty even distribution. Like, I'd be fine with like a 15, 15, 15, 15, 10, 10, splash, 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 splash. Something like that, I'm fine if you go like 20, 20, 15, 15, or 22, 15, 15, and then go from there. Yeah, if you want to have a leader, that's fine. But you also kind of look at it as like, okay, I have 2% of my bag is in Dogecoin, but then you realize, oh, that's only $400. And if Dogecoin doubles, you're only going to have 800. Like, what's the point? Like, you want to have a significant amount of money in each project, if that makes sense. I think about that all the time. You know what I mean? If I only, in 2021, I made this mistake a lot. I wanted to have exposure to so many coins that I throw $1,000 at it, throw $1,000 at it. And I was spread out so much that, one, it's extremely hard to manage that. Selling them all, each altcoin you buy is like a baby you adopt, and you have to take care of it. And you're not going to perfectly the more kids you have, the less managed they all are. I do think of it like that, because realistically, if you're doing this professionally, you need to have a scenario for each coin. multiple scenarios for each coin. And then it's hard to sell when you're supposed to sell. Because if you buy 1,000 of everything, one thing's at 3,000, one thing's at 1,500, and one thing's at 1,200, and that was the top. How are you gonna know? You know what I mean? So you want to have a significant hold in each bag. Yeah, JC, but I don't know how the merge is going to work. I don't know the overall. I know how the merge is going to work, but I don't know the sentiment of everyone going into it. Are there people loading up now to get as much ASI as they can, or are they unsure? Because I feel like a lot of people are unsure because it is an unknown. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Roaring Kitties live stream. Holy shit. Yeah, I did have a story pulled up on that, but then I got into all right. Quick headlines. The U.S. elections are a huge variable for Solana ETF approval. Everyone knows that. Litecoin active addresses surpasses Ethereum. What? There is a Litecoin conference happening right before Bitcoin Nashville. I might go a couple days early just to see what they have to say. You know, I don't hold any Litecoin, but I don't hate it either. Whales are buying up Bitcoin like it's 2020 again. That's a nice headline. And they are. Large investors are buying Bitcoin at pre-bull run pace. Spot ETFs drive record Bitcoin holdings in the United States. Ethereum demand rises. Whales hold record amounts. That is awesome. We're loading up, everybody. Whale activity spikes Solana amid Roaring Kitties GME update. Wow. So GME and Kitty, like the meme coins, are performing because of everything that is happening. Can someone in the chat let me know what time the Roaring Kitty live stream start? Is it a Twitter space? The attention around GameStop stock jumped sharply on Thursday as Keith Gill, aka Roaring Kitty, shared an update on his significant investment in the company. Gill revealed on Reddit that his GameStop stock options were valued at a combined $586 million. He also announced a live stream YouTube okay, it's on YouTube for June 7th. This update sent GameStop shares soaring 47% by the end of the day on June 6th. And I know they came down a little bit since then. So yeah, let me see what time it's supposed to start now. Okay, sweet. He's 10 minutes late. Just checked. Okay, got it. Sweet. We are already over an hour on this show here. I know I did get through all my stories, but I didn't get into TA. But I also purposely didn't get into TA today because I'm doing my members only live stream at, I'm going to say 1:30. At 1:30. I want to check out the Roaring Kitty live stream. I think you guys should too. We're already over an hour on the show here. So guys, come back at 1:30. Class will be in session. We will be explaining all the positions in the Telegram group from this week. We'll be giving out many new positions here. So you have a bunch of conditional ranges to trade over the weekend, or conditional to set alarms and to watch, to react to the market. That's what it's all about, guys, reacting to the market. I want to teach you guys how to make as much money as you can in crypto. If you're not in the Telegram group yet, send me an email, ajalphagroup@gmail.com. Let's grab this bull run by the horns and make as much money as you can. This group is not expensive compared to what you're going to make from it. Most people pay the group off within the first week of being in it. And that's not an exaggeration. We're killing, absolutely killing. And I want to help as many people as I can. Send me an email, join the group. And you know, you can still, if you're not in the Telegram group, you can still join the members only live stream in an hour and a half and learn as much as you can and get a feel for what the group is like. Because we're going to be going over the positions I've given in the group for this past week, why they were good trades, how they worked, where my mind was, why I gave you this trade. It'll kind of explain the anatomy of a trade. All right. And then we'll give a bunch new trades at the end of the show with a Q&A as well. So there you go. Y'all are amazing. Damn, that is amazing. I'm going to go check out this Roaring Kitty stream for sure. But you guys rock. You guys are amazing. Make sure you smash the like button on the way out the door. Big shout out to Adrian, Lisa, Vasquez, Theo, Crypto Buffalo, Caffeinated Crypto, Mike J, Chauncey Peppertooth, Skittles, Drag Dubs, Kimi, JC, Wise Technology, Lee F. You guys are awesome. You guys are amazing. Thanks for being here. You are the Grogger Nation. Have a safe weekend. get rich or get wrecked, but make sure you come back in an hour and a half because I have some alpha trades that you're going to nail if you come back for the members only live stream at 1:30 right here on AJ Writes Crypto. Have a safe rest of your day. I hope I see you in a little bit. Let's go watch that roaring kitty. Let's watch that kitty roar.